Good evening, I'm J.K. Joseph Kim, and you're watching Flash News TV. Our top story tonight, outrage and mourning in Kenya after a protester was fatally shot during anti-tax demonstrations in Nairobi. Tragedy struck during nationwide protests against the Finance Bill 2024 as Rex Kanyak Masai, a 29-year-old demonstrator, was shot and killed in Nairobi on Thursday. According to medical reports, Masai died from gunshot wounds after being taken to Bliss Hospital. As members of parliament debated the controversial bill, police fired tear gas and water cannons to disperse largely peaceful protesters gathered near the parliamentary building. Amnesty International has condemned the police for using excessive force, reporting that many protesters were arrested. The protests, known as Occupy Parliament, began on Tuesday, initially prompting the government to withdraw some of the more contentious proposals, such as a 16% tax on bread and an annual 2.5% tax on vehicles. Despite these concessions, the anger among mainly young protesters remains intense, with many criticizing President William Ruto's administration for imposing unpopular taxes that they claim stifle economic growth and cause job losses.
The Finance Bill 2024 is unfair and will make life harder for everyone. We are out here demanding that the government listen to our concerns.
The police have stated they are investigating the circumstances surrounding Masai's death. Activist Boniface Mwangi reported that Masai was unarmed, carrying only his national ID and phone when he was shot. Masai's mother, Jillian Munyao, emotionally recounted how her son joined the protests after work and was evading tear gas when he was fatally shot. The only mistake Rex made was defending everyone's rights, she said, calling for justice for her son. The Kenya Red Cross reported that 39 people were injured during Thursday's protests, with 8 in critical condition. The most seriously injured were evacuated to Kenyatta National Hospital for further treatment. On Tuesday, a police officer lost both arms when a tear gas canister exploded prematurely. Amnesty International has confirmed incidents of live ammunition being used and the presence of spent cartridges at the protest sites. They alleged that over 100 people were arrested on Thursday alone and called for an end to the brutality and illegal arrests by police. Despite the ongoing protests, the controversial finance bill was passed by a majority of MPs during its second reading on Thursday. The bill now moves to the next stage, where a committee will consider amendments before a final vote expected next Tuesday. As the nation mourns the death of Rex Kanyak Masai, calls for justice and accountability grow louder. We will continue to follow this story closely and bring you the latest updates. This has been J.K. Joseph Kim with Flash News TV. Stay tuned for more news after the break.